Hello, dear friend, you are welcome. I am here to unveil a very important tool, a very important application to you. An application that will go a long way to help you in your small business, that will go a long way to help you in whatever business that you are doing. But here, I want to focus on health business. Whether you are the owner of a health facility, be it a hospital, a health center, a divisional hospital, this tool is for you. Whether you are the owner or the manager of a diagnostic laboratory, it is also very useful. Whether you are the manager of a pharmacy or you are a pharmacist, it is very useful. Whether you are a stores accountant or a financial registrar, this application is very useful. I bet you I have been using this application for some years now, and the experience I have with it is what is actually pushing me to share this tool with you. So please stay tuned to the end. What is this application all about? It's an accounting application. The application will help you uh, manage your inventory, manage your stock. It will help you bill your customers, bill your patients. It will help you do your reports, your monthly, daily, or weekly report just by executing a few clicks. Since I started using this application, I have put away my register that I used to use in receiving or registering my patients. So I will get right away to show you a few tools in this application. And here you have the interface of the application. On the left hand side, you have the menu, which carries a number of tabs, and each tab has a particular task that it achieves. I don't want to focus on these tabs for now. Once you will get this application, of course, I am giving it out for free. You might just create a favorable environment for me to offer training for your staff that will be using this application. These green buttons that you see on the interface, I shall be going through just a few to show us how this application works. So, as a lab manager, especially if your lab is attached to a hospital, you will certainly have a central cashier service where patients come and pay for services. When they pay maybe for laboratory tests, there will be issue receipts that will be brought to the lab for you to run the test. And so either this application is at your central cashier service or it is in the lab. When a patient brings his receipt and his request form, you will certainly receive that patient. You receive the receipt. On the receipt, you have the patient's names. You have the test that he or she has paid for, or the services that he or she has paid for. Then you have the individual amount. Then you have the subtotal. Basically, this is what you will find on every receipt. And it's not only the lab. The pharmacy, if your pharmacy is also attached to a hospital, or even if it's independent, you will still do the same thing. This application will help you to receive patients in your service, register them, and then register what they have paid for. And I will just do an example for us to see what I'm talking about. On this interface, you have what we call the new invoice, this button here. All right. You click on new invoice to start entering the patient's information and what the patient has paid for. So, uh, this is the interface where the patient information has to be entered. You have here billing, then you have customer's name. All right. Sometimes you already have your customers, or maybe you already have your customers, previous customers installed in this application. And once you start typing the name will certainly appear. Let's try. This is what I've been using here. You see, I'm trying to type the name of a new customer, and if it's a customer that I have served before, I will just select, all right, one of these names that applies to the customer. But if not, say, let me register this patient that I have the receipt right here before me. Bakeme. Bakeme. You see, nothing is showing up, means I've never received this patient before. Otele. Lilian. Right? Now, the next thing you have is the address of the patient, of the patient or of the customer. So You enter the address. Where does the patient live? The patient lives in Vangan. And the patient also has a phone number 651 193976. If he has another phone number, you put it there 674-820669. It is true, this is not the area where we fit in this information. There's a special area where you can put in all this information, the address and so on. So, and then whatever thing again, I think this can be enough for now. You can also choose to include age, the patient's age, 53 years. Now, it all depends on you. Now, here on this right-hand side, you have the date. All right. This patient paid this on the 1st of September. Today is the 5th. And this is what you will certainly experience when you start using this application. Because at the time when the patient has paid for that service, your machine might not be on. There might be power cut, something that's very frequent. And you just need to serve the patient and then come back later and enter this information here for accountability sake. This is very important. So I will choose the date. You can backdate on the 1st. This patient paid this on the 1st. And then here you have the salesperson. If it is at a central cashier service, the name of the patient that is serving that particular customer. Then other information, I think that is enough for the patient. Now we start entering. All right, this space here is for the services that the patient has paid for or that you need to offer. So this patient has paid for CRP, and you see, once you type a test, these are the services or the products that are being sold have been pre-installed in the system. So much so that once you start typing, it shows up for you to select. Budapest, all right? The patient paid for this. The prices are also there automatically. Then we have Vidal. The patient paid for it. We have glycemie en jeûne, that is blood sugar, fasting blood sugar. The person paid for it. We have ECBU. The person paid for this test. We have RPR. The patient paid for this test. We have TPHA. All right, sorry. TPHA. The patient paid for it. And then we have cell, that is stool exam. Sorry, you must type here. Stool exam. Yes. We have ionogram. Complete ionogram. The patient paid for it. We have urea, creatinine. The patient paid for all of these tests. Now, these are the tests or the services that the patient has paid for. So, at the level of the lab, I am entering this. It's for my own use as a lab manager. We are going to see why. All right. I will not actually issue a receipt to this patient as if I was working at the central cashier service. It is a central cashier service that issues receipt. This one is just for my accounting. All right. So these are the tests that the patient paid for. Now you might want to ask me, why are some of the tests showing red? And this unveils the value of this application. All services or all products that are going out of stock, all right, we actually set the limit. Once that limit is attained, the product changes to red. So all these red are products that I have already ordered. All right. We can also configure in such a way that at a certain level, these products cannot be built. Of course, because you cannot build a patient for what you cannot offer. And this is this particular configuration can be made at the level of the central cashier service. I left this here because I am not actually, it's already built at the central cashier service, and here I'm just doing this for record sake for my archives. So the total amount here is 32,500 francs, as you can see here. All right. If you are running an independent lab or a health facility, or if this application you are using it at your central cashier service, there is room for discount. You click here, you want to issue a discount, you click on add discount, and you can add fixed flat discount rate. Let's say 10,000 or 5,000 or whatever amount. Or you can add discount by percentage, 10%. I give you a 10% discount. All right. You can also apply this discount line by line, product by product. And once you do that, you click on apply and the discount will apply. For instance, if out of 32,500 francs, I'm giving this person say 10,000 francs discount or 10,500 francs discount and apply it, you see the amount has turned into from 32,500 francs to 22,000 francs. Now I don't want to apply a discount because of course the patient is already billed at the central cashier service. We can also give this discount by percentage. Okay, say I give you 5% discount of what you have to pay. I'm giving you 5% discount, and this is what the balance that he has to pay. This is very important. But this discount rate is also useful at the level of the lab. There are patients that discount rates are given at the level of the central cashier service, and when they come to the lab, as I am entering this into my system, I also have to apply the same discount. So I just follow the discount that is on the receipt and I apply it here, and it works. So if there is any comment, you enter it here. Maybe the patient has paid, there is still some balance, you note there, and so on. It is very important. Now, these particular tests were paid in full. So we take record with payment. If these tests were given on credit, you click on this arrow and you choose record. You just record without paying. It will remain in your system as a debt, all right, that this person was given this service and this amount of money was still remaining. If it was part that is paid, you will take record with payment and a small window will pop up for us to put the exact amount that he paid. All right, normally by default it is this total that will appear in that space. Okay, and if he paid all, we just take, okay, this is the small window that has popped up. All right, so the amount is 32.5. This patient actually paid this 32.5, so we are modifying nothing there. We just click receive. When you click receive, it will register in the system as the patient has paid in full, and so he's not owing you. If he paid the part at the central cashier service, you will pay the part. You are going to enter the part that he paid. Maybe he paid just 15,500 francs. That's why you went to register here, and the balance will remain in the account as a debt. All right. So, but as we have said, he paid all of this 32,500 francs. So we are receiving the payment. Okay, that's all. Then to end this video, I want us to go to the report section. All right, this is where if you want to do your report could be every day. At the end of the day, before you go home, you come here and you will know how much you have generated as revenue in your laboratory, in your health facility, or in your business as in general. So you click on report, and just a few clicks, you have your report. You click on report. You want to know the state of debts. All right, you click on unpaid account, and this will generate the account of your debtors. All right, the account of your debtors. You click here, all your debtors will show up with the amount, the date that they incur that debt. For us, these are our debtors, the amount that they are owing, the due date, and so on. Now we get back. If you want to know about invoices that you have generated so far, from either from the time, in fact, you actually customize it. You can choose maybe for a whole year to show invoices for the whole year. So this will help you do a yearly report. You can choose invoices for maybe for the day. You can choose invoices for the week. You can choose for the month, and it will show respectively the general amount of money that your lab has generated or your health facility has generated for that day or for that week or for that month or for that year. It will show up, and then the number of customers that you receive so far will show up, and the services that each of those customers paid. So this is a small window where you customize, you choose what you want. If I want invoices just for today, all right, and when I say invoices, general invoices, it includes invoices that have been paid, those that have been paid partially, those that have not even been paid. So, and what do we want? We sort by column. What do we want? We want to see the amount, and the amount should be in maybe descending order. You take yes, and we see. So far, this is it here. We have 2 invoices generated today corresponding to 2 patients. Then we have total amount 30,000 francs. One, Nanga Leticia paid 23,000 francs. Akumba Raquel paid 7,000 francs. You can preview so that you see it well. So this is how it shows up. Okay, and that is just that. We go back, we choose say report. We just left general invoices. Yes, we still go to general invoices and we choose for a month, for a particular month. As I told you, we just saw for a day, you can see for a week, you can see for a month, for the past years, and you can actually choose, even put a date, the interval of the duration that you want, and this is going to show up. This is a very wonderful tool. I'm still calling on you to ensure that you write to me, and I will install this application in your machine, and it's going to serve you. This helps organize your services that you sell out, help organize your products that you sell out, and it is a software, an application that actually enables, it facilitates accountability. And as you have seen, with it, you can never go out of stock. Your stock is well managed, your inventory is well done. Okay, now, so we choose invoices by month. Let's choose invoices for this month. All right, we want to see how much we have generated for this month. So for this month only, we have this number of patients, 41 patients so far, and we have raised 612,700 francs. You can actually preview this, and you can also print this out. Okay, you come here to print, you print it. All right, but we don't want to print it, so this is what we are talking about. So to do your report, you don't go about opening your registers to count number of patients one after the other, then take your calculator and start summing up amount. And when you do things manually, you are prone to errors. So with this, as a lab manager, as a manager of any service in your health facility, as a manager of a business, you can actually do your reports and you keep. Okay, so mark you can also save this right into your machine. Okay, we are done with invoices. Now we come to quotes. Let's go to payment. Payment, we are going to look at payment reports. That is, for all the invoices that we receive, how many were actually paid for. All right, and this is where you can see that for a month we have seen that we have generated 41 invoices. We can have more than 41 payments, because if we have debtors from previous months that come this particular month and pay their debt, they will be registered here as payments. And that's why sometimes you can see payments more than invoice amount. Okay, but most often, normally, general invoices generated should be more than payment. And so as it opens, I'm still making this special call to you to ensure that you get in touch with me, and we will see how to get this application right into your machine at your service. So payment, let's look at payments for this month. All right, and when you choose this month, you choose 1st to 31st. It is true, we are not yet up to 31st. And what are we looking for? We are looking at amounts in descending order. So this is going to load and it previews. Here we have total payment made so far. From the first to date, we have made 591,200 francs. And here you have a list of all the names of patients that have actually done payments. Okay. Each patient has an amount. Let's go to preview and we'll see it very well. So here, and again, so you see payment here is actual payment and refunds. All right, people can come. We can have debtors, maybe even like 1, 2, 3, 4 months back, who come to do payment this month. That money is going to enter here. So you see, we have a list of names, and in the same order. So we have names, we have invoice number, we have payment method, and then we have the amount and the payment date. So this is very interesting. This is something very, you just need, with a few clicks, you just print this out or you save this to your machine for your records. Okay, then let's get back to the report, and we'll get to one very interesting thing: sales items. Now we are going to look at report per items. If you are in a lab, how many tests have you done? In general, we are going to see how many tests have been done in the lab. We are going to look at for each test, how many of each test has been done and how much income has each of those tests generated. So here you want to look at, maybe say for this month, let's look at test by test and how the sum total and how much each test actually generated. We are going by quantities in descending orders. Okay, so here is the report. So we saw that total payment was 590 something, but here we have total payment is 612,000. Of course, because some debtors have actually certainly paid their debt, or it is simply because, sorry, it is because this particular report here for item sales includes even those that we have given out on credit. All right, tests that have been done on credit. So here we go on preview. We see here that glycemic agenda is blood sugar. We have done 33 tests for blood sugar, which have yielded 42,500 francs. We have done 23 Vidal typhoid tests, which have yielded 69,000 francs. We have done 22 full blood count that have yielded 110,000 francs, and so on and so forth. So each test, you have the numbers of each test. Blood transfusion, we have done one. That is the last. Then pregnancy test, we have done one. So each test, you have the number. So you don't go about opening your registers page by page and you counting number of tests, which is a method that is usually prone to a lot of errors. I am still reminding us that before I came to know this application, I had a register here that I used to enter all the tests, all the patient names and tests that I did in my lab. And so at the end of the month, when they say you need reports, I will have to take myself, and it used to take me like 3-4 days to be able to do that report. All right. So, but with this, you don't need to stress yourself. You just need to ensure one thing, that every patient that you receive in the lab, that you register the patient here in this platform. Once that is ensured, you don't need to bother yourself about the report. Even if they wake you up at midnight that they need reports, you just come here with a few clicks, you print out this report and you submit. Okay. And this also helps know if when you do regular reports, you know which test is most frequent in your lab, and so you know that you don't play with such tests. All right. And so that is just what I had to show you. Still on the report, is there anything so important? Again, I think we have seen the basics. As you get this application, we'll look out time for me to offer a training for you to have a mastery, or for the staff that will be using this application. So take home message, note that if you are watching me and you are a business owner, that you are selling products and or services, this message, I have done it for you. If you are a hospital owner or a health center, in fact the owner of a health facility, this product is for you. With this application, you have a good oversight of what is happening in your institution.